Another story why Donald Trump was again grabbing the headlines. The US president has unveiled an ambitious defense initiative called the Golden Dome. Let's tell you all about it. The Golden Dome is a next generation missile defense system aimed at protecting the entire United States from global threats. With a projected cost as high as $542 billion over 2 decades, the Golden Dome marks a significant escalation in America's defense strategy. The over $500 billion proposed Golden Dome can detect and neutralize ballistic, hypersonic, and cruise missile attacks. It will reportedly engage missiles in early stages of flight, even if fired from other continents. The dome would depend on satellite tracking from a constellation of 16,000 interceptors stationed in space. The mega defense system would cover land and space, and that's why it stands out, and could also be operational in 3 years, but would take nearly 2 decades to complete. Drawing inspiration from Israel's Iron Dome, the plan envisions a more complex shield built for a much larger and diverse battlefield that spans both land and space. America's Golden Dome draws heavy inspiration from Israel, but will be strategically very different from its ally. And here's how. While Israel's Iron Dome suits flat terrain, the Golden Dome will be designed to defend varying topographies. The Iron Dome protects 21,000 square kilometers of land across Israel. The Golden Dome will be developed to protect 400 times the size of Israel. The two domes will also differ in the size of missiles it can neutralize. While the Iron Dome can neutralize short-range missiles, the Golden Dome will be built to intercept hypersonic missiles. Trump's Golden Dome is one of the most ambitious defense initiatives in American history. If successful, it could change the nature of warfare and missile defense forever, offering the United States a near impenetrable shield. Let's try and get in more perspective, and for that I'm joined in by Jeffrey R. Wells, who's a Cyber and Technology Center Fellow at National Security Institute. Many thanks to you, Jeffrey, for joining in. Now, deploying this missile in space, what could be the long-term consequences for doing so when we talk about the Golden Dome? Has the United States and the US president opened a Pandora's box?
Yes, I believe that they have actually once again. This is very reminiscent of the Star Wars program that was announced during the Reagan administration,
yes.
And I think it's a bit of an aggressive pipe dream to expect to have a space defense missile-based defense system in such a short period. It's very aggressive. The costs are certainly going to run high. And I think that the most serious, both for U.S. national security as well as global security, is, as you said, it opens Pandora's box to another great competition and arms race that we've spent the last 40 years globally kind of trying to shrink this arms race, and now turning space into a defense and militarizing space in a new way. It sets off a very dangerous precedent in an arms race that I don't know that the U.S. is ready to win.
Right. When you talk about that dangerous precedent regarding the risks of militarization of outer space and an arms race, could the development of Golden Dome force Washington and Moscow, even Beijing, about nuclear arms control in the foreseeable future?
Well, with this administration, I think anything's possible. They've been pretty lucky at being able to force talks. I don't, believe that the most pressing issue between the United States and China, and the United States and Russia, and the United States and really any other nuclear power is, this danger of being attacked from a nuclear perspective. I think nuclear deterrents stand alone on themselves. Certainly, we haven't seen anything used since 1945. And I think that there are far more pressing other issues that should come to the table to be discussed around global security, and using sort of space-based weapons and to even begin to have nuclear talks, I think is a misguided approach. I think that we can talk about other things without spending this tremendous amount of money that I think, I don't know that the return on investment or the benefit for the U.S., its allies, its friends, or global security is really there to benefit.
Jeffrey, should the procurement process for the Golden Dome be a concern, as Democratic lawmakers have highlighted the involvement of Trump's ally Elon Musk's SpaceX in this race, which has emerged as a frontrunner, along with software firm Palantir and drone maker Anduril, who will be proposing to build key components of the system?
Well, it should be a pretty and fair process. We have laws in the United States to ensure that procurement and defense acquisition works rather fairly. There's the famous JEDI government cloud program, which has taken decades, and then ultimately was contested and then awarded to Microsoft and to Amazon. This is, to me, I'm a little bit jaded. I think that Anduril, SpaceX seem to be the only ones that may be benefiting from this particular conversation about having a Golden Dome, as well as following the money to these industries which are fast movers, is not necessarily the best interest in when we're talking about global security or even U.S. national security. There's a reason why we have the defense acquisition process that goes through various phases. Things are well thought out, and I just this to me seems to be only benefiting these corporations and perhaps their owners, rather than the U.S. public or global security as a whole.